Ruth chapter 1. The book of Ruth opens with a man named Elimelech traveling away from his hometown of Bethlehem to Moab. He takes with him his wife Naomi and their 2 sons. Soon after, Elimelech dies. His 2 sons marry 2 Moabite women, Orpah and Ruth, and then they die as well. Naomi encourages her 2 daughter-in-laws to return home to seek out new families to get a new start in life. Orpah takes her advice, but Ruth, however, refuses to leave Naomi. After swearing an oath to remain with Naomi, the 2 women return to Naomi's hometown of Bethlehem. Ruth chapter 2. Back in Bethlehem, we are introduced to a relative of Naomi's, a landholder named Boaz. Without any real means of survival, Ruth goes to Boaz's fields to glean during the harvest, as is laid out in the Mosaic covenant. Boaz sees Ruth and has compassion on her. He tells her only to glean in his fields so that she's not abused by farm workers elsewhere. He gives her water and a place to rest. He feeds her during the day, and he even goes so far as to tell his reapers to leave extra grain behind for her. At the end of the day, Naomi is shocked at the generosity of Boaz and tells Ruth that he is something known as a kinsman redeemer. Very short, something like a potential husband. Ruth chapter 3. In this chapter, Naomi encourages Ruth to go to Boaz after he threshes out the grain. And the 2 of them create a plan for Boaz to redeem or to marry Ruth and acquire the lands that they're in danger of losing. So Ruth goes and lies near to Boaz and asks for his protection and for him to marry and to redeem her. Boaz says that he is willing to do so and will so long as one other man in town who is a closer relative of Naomi refuses. In the morning, Boaz sends Ruth away before anyone else can notice her, along with a large amount of barley. Ruth chapter 4. In the morning, Boaz goes quickly to the nearer relative that he mentioned to Ruth the night before, and negotiates with him for the purchase of all of Elimelech's land, as well as the right to redeem and marry Ruth. All of this is done according to the law of Moses, and then Boaz marries Ruth. The story ends with the child of Ruth and Boaz, a boy named Obed, being born, and the family celebrating. It's noted that Obed is the grandfather of David, who, as I'm sure you know, will become king of Israel. Finally, the book concludes with a genealogy connecting David, the soon-to-be king, to the patriarch Judah.